Tanya, 2 years ago, you wanted to know what was my motivation. My motivation is to love you, to serve you, to treasure you, adore you, accept you, affirm you, and amuse you. It's to behold you, believe you, bask in you.
So my brother and Izu were friends before I came into the picture.
It was an Easter revival conference, and I was cleaning up after a service, preparing for the next service. Kafui, her brother, walks up to me and says, "Hey, I want you to meet my sister." And my first thought was like, "You have a sister?" I didn't even know he had a sister. So we walked down, and pretty much walking down the church aisle, and because she's at the altar, and literally like him and his friend Brandon, they part ways. And immediately I was like, whoa, Kafui has a sister. She's literally the most beautiful woman I've ever met.
I never really thought anything of him. I just like, oh, nice to meet you.
And then I get an impression, and I felt like the Lord was like, "That's your wife." And I'm like, no, that's just the most beautiful woman I've ever met.
I was not attracted to him, so it was just nice meeting him. And I went back to college. I moved back home from school and I started attending the young adult ministry, and I saw Izu again, and I remember meeting him that Easter weekend.
So out of that, our paths kept crossing, and every time I was just observing and studying.
I kind of started to get a little vibe that he was liking me, but if you ask him now, he'll say it wasn't true. He was just trying to get to know me.
Some of her friends actually told her that I liked her.
I heard from a friend that Izu was interested in me, and that freaked me out.
And there's something I was trying to keep private and just kind of like observe from a distance, created so much, I guess you could say, anxiety and stress.
I was like, no, he's not the one. He does not fit the criteria that I have listed for the man that I want to marry. And so I wanted to avoid him at all costs.
Every time I would literally see her, she would like run away from me.
I just simply gave him the Heisman.
My ego kicked in and I was like, "Lord, if she's not the one for me and if she doesn't like me, then I'm completely done with this."
Two of the girls that I got really close to were two of his really good friends. And they ended up telling me, "Tanya, Izu has a heart of gold. The least you can do is be his friend." May of 2012 was Izu's birthday.
Two of my friends told me, "Hey, let's go to Slushki's." And I'm thinking, okay, you know, it's my birthday, I just really want to go home. Everyone knows on my birthday I love to be a loner. It turns out it was a surprise birthday party for me.
They wanted me to come. They were like, "Tanya, just come. Come for the surprise, he would love it." And so I was like, why not?
Tanya walks in the door and I was like, wow, she came. Why did she come?
We didn't really talk at first. It was a little awkward.
Because this was at a season where she really wasn't feeling me, she didn't really want to be around me or talk to me.
And then at the end, we were all standing out in the parking lot.
That day was really the beginning of something amazing because we had a great conversation for about 20 minutes.
I remember him coming over to me and just asking me how my day was, and we sparked up a conversation, and was enjoying the conversation.
It flowed so easily, and so it was just another confirmation and a sign of like, okay, you know, something is beginning here. I couldn't tell what all of it was, but at least, you know, we were at that place where we could be friends. And so that was exciting.
I spent more time with him at other C3 gatherings. I found myself sitting next to him and we would talk more.
From then on, it's been just a slow progression. We've just had conversations and the relationship has just blossomed from a friendship into what it's about to be very soon. There was a whole season of planning for the proposal about a year back. After trying to fit into the mode of, you know, something that would go viral or something that would be super epic, I just went with my heart.
Izu snuck into my house with the help of my mom, and he put flowers and a card. In the card it said, "Be ready by tomorrow at 9." The next day was our anniversary.
She loves horseback riding, so we went horseback riding in the morning. We went to eat at Nick and Sam's, took her to get her nails done.
I kind of had a feeling maybe he could propose, but I wasn't sure yet.
We went shopping all day, and then ended up at the gondola.
We go through the back of the restaurant and I see this gondola set up with dinner. And I thought it was so sweet. We went on a gondola ride on the Las Colinas Canal, and it was beautiful. The weather was perfect. And then the man who was driving the gondola pulled out a bottle, and the bottle had this note with A to Z of what Izu's motivation was for getting to know me, because that was a question I had asked him in the very beginning.
And so at this point, I knew she was expecting that I'll probably propose this day. And so it was set up to where I wasn't gonna do anything.
I was like, surely he's gonna propose. Surely when we get back to the dock, all of our friends and family are gonna be there, and he's gonna get down on one knee and propose, and it'll be the perfect ending to a perfect anniversary. But we get back to the restaurant, and nobody's there, nobody's in sight, and I was kind of crushed.
She was completely done. She was just like, all right, it's not gonna happen. Let's just go home.
I got in the car and I sat there and I was like, oh, well, this was great. It would have been nice for him to propose, but so we start driving. He's like, we have one more stop, and I'm like, there's one more stop.
But really, I was driving to Covenant Church, where I've had really an amazing team of people set up the whole day. On the ride there, I gave her this literally 13 minutes audio recording I did. The day she asked me what was my motivation, I literally was so excited that I audio journaled how I was feeling everything to that moment. And so from the ride from the gondola to Covenant Church, she's listening to this audio of me just being crazy and literally losing my mind.
We drive up and I see this chandelier hanging from a tree. I see this table set up. I see flowers, rose petals leading up to this table, and I am crying. Not like a cute cry, I'm boo-hoo crying. Some of my friends say it sounded like I was wailing.
That for me was everything. I was so content just seeing her reaction. It's literally the best feeling ever.
So he sits me down, and then he gets down on one knee. He proposes, and then next thing I know, I see a cart with my friends from the corner of my eye, and they're all yelling and screaming, congratulations, oh my gosh, and it's friends from all over who came to celebrate with us. It ended up being about 40 people, and it was the perfect proposal. I couldn't have asked for anything else. He is a perfect example of what it means to live a life that's pleasing to God, and I couldn't ask for any other person to model my life after and to really run this race of life, pursuing our passions and the dreams that God has placed inside of us.
I love her zeal for the Lord. She would do and give anything to be with me. And not only that, she's just amazing everywhere. She's literally the most beautiful woman on the face of the planet. I know some people think I'm biased, but it's a fact. She's highly spontaneous, super funny. I could go on and list everything, but she's a beautiful person inside and out, and I can't wait to be married.